This is the brand new Qi10 driver from TaylorMade. And in this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at this lineup of drivers. We're going to dive into the technology and we're going to look a little bit at the science behind these clubs. You're also going to see me getting fitted into my driver for this year at the Belfry in the TaylorMade Performance Centre. We're going to finish the video by looking at these three drivers and how they're different from each other and which type of golfer might be suited to which head. Now, if you are considering putting one of these drivers in your bag for this year, I have got one big, huge piece of advice. I'm going to explain that as we get into the video. This isn't an independent review of the drivers. I'm a TaylorMade player, I have been for years. TaylorMade are one of my partners, so we're really going to be looking at a little bit more of the technology in the driver, a little bit more of the science behind it. And if you're a golf geek like me and you love learning about golf clubs and how they work, then there's going to be some information here which is going to be really important. So the big thing this year that TaylorMade are shouting about is this 10K forgiveness, 10K MOI rating. What does that actually mean? Well, MOI stands for moment of inertia, and that basically refers to the club's resistance to twisting. Every golf club in your bag, including the driver, has got a sweet spot, which is effectively the center of gravity of the golf club. And if you don't hit that sweet spot, so you could be above it, below it, toe, heel, the club will react, it will twist. The more it twists, the more you lose ball speed, so you lose distance, and you start to create more offline shots. As you can increase the MOI, you basically increase the club's resistance to twisting. So a golf club which has got a higher MOI rating will give you higher ball speeds on off-center shots, which will mean more distance, and it will give you straighter shots, meaning your dispersion comes in. So 10K in the MOI rating basically means this drive will outperform other drivers on your less than perfect swings. I don't know about you, but I kind of need that. So how have they done it? Well, they've done it in kind of three main ways. Number one, they've used lighter materials. I'm sure you know that TaylorMade have been using carbon across their drivers the last couple of years, including the face, but this new one has got more carbon. Carbon is lighter, that enables them to save weight. The second way they've done this is by head shape. And this Qi10 Max is noticeably different. As you put it behind the ball, it looks completely different to the other two models, but it also looks completely different in terms of shape to the Sim and the Stealth and Stealth 2 models. That different shape enables them to move on to their third thing that they've done, which is putting weight in extreme positions. The more you can move weight away from the face of a driver, the more you stabilize it. So by using lighter materials, helps them save weight. By changing the shape, it allows them to put that weight away from the face more, giving you more stability and then achieving that MOI rating of 10K. Of the three models, the Qi10 Max is the only driver that's got that 10K rating. So if it's forgiveness you're looking for, this is the one you want to try. But the other two, the Qi10 and the Qi10 LS, also have a higher MOI rating than previous models as well. So those drivers are going to perform much, much better on off-center hits. Now the challenge from TaylorMade, and it's always been the challenge, is that as you make the driver more forgiving, you increase that MOI, you generally reduce ball speed. But in this Qi10, TaylorMade have basically got the whole package. They've got that 10K rating in terms of MOI, yet maintaining incredibly high ball speeds off the club face. So you get distance, but it's a tighter dispersion as well. So have a look at this video. This is a golf ball which is struck 19 millimeters to the toe. We're all going to do that, that's not that far. But just look at the difference in how the golf club reacts. That is visibly how the MOI is working in the Qi10 Max driver. More stable, less twisting, that's going to give more ball speed and it's going to give straighter drives. So that's the technology, that's the science, that's what it's meant to do. So let's go into a fitting scenario where I went to the Belfry, the TaylorMade Performance Centre, to meet Dan from TaylorMade, who is going to fit me into the new Qi10 driver for this year. This is the Stealth 2 head.
Do you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dan and the clock was a little, 16, it was a little bit higher. So I wouldn't say that was the club as such, just that individual shot, how you've delivered it really. It makes it a little bit harder for me to get you in a new product if you keep on hitting everyone like them first 3 or 4. Now, if we can get better than that, then we're on to a winner. You know, I've got to at least match, but I want to get more performance out of the new product and what you're doing there.
I'm hoping to play the Masters this year.
top 50 in the world.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Well, maybe next year. We'll go
You
next
can
year.
get in, we've got time. What I would normally do as a starting point, because you're using the Plus model, I would usually start in the LS, but this year we want all golfers to try and experience that 10K story and see if if we can get that performance in the new product with that extra layer of forgiveness. All three heads are more forgiving than anything we've done. If we're going to start with the Max product, the thing that I have to take into account that even though you've got we've got 9 degree Stel 2 Plus, and if from memory you had 1 click higher, right?
Yeah.
So
it's 1 click higher.
I wouldn't necessarily, as a starting point, start you in the Max 9 degree, 1 click higher, because the lie angle is different, the CD location is slightly different, the weighting and the way that's constructed is different. So I'm going to start it from scratch, as if you didn't bring that product.
Okay.
I know you have, and we've got the numbers to reference, but I'm going to start it from scratch.
So what have we got here?
So 9 degree.
It's the Max head.
Qi10 Max. I'm going to leave it as its standard setting as a starting point. Say, I don't want to put it 1 click high like you've got on your Plus 2. Just keep it at standard. Taking lie angle into account, but also the hosel depth of this. This will actually play a little shorter than what your current driver is.
Okay.
So even though the shaft is exactly the same shaft that you've got, this will play at 45.5 inches, where your Stel 2 Plus will play at 45 3/4. Now, when you put this down, this will obviously look very different to what you're used to. It's probably not as pearly shape as maybe what you've had in your Stel 2 Plus. In terms of the shape, the footprint actually will look like it's a 480cc.
Bigger.
Now, it still measures at 460 because how it's measured is it's through water displacement. That's how it's measured. But the footprint of the driver actually looks like it's 480cc.
I mean, it definitely looks different.
Class. The first two I would say you hit really well.
Yeah.
But visibly, they were launching a little bit higher and a little bit more spin. So I'm going to take this 9 degree and I'm going to start to take a little bit of loft off it.
Okay.
Which will open up the face slightly for you, which I think may suit your eye a little bit. Not worrying about the left as much, all right? But it's just launching and spinning that little bit too high. Now, if I start to take a little bit of loft off it, obviously we may see a little bit more speed because of that. It's stronger in loft. And then if we can start to dial in launch and spin but get more speed, that's when we're going to open up and unlock performance.
You think I'd get to like it, but it's not my preferred shot. That's visibly different, isn't it?
Pardon?
Visibly different.
Yeah.
Like,
good shot.
oh, done. I'm having that one.
That was absolute fun. Spin rate was right on the cusp of being too low. You would have had to launch it there. Now that's a very, very good start. So we're getting some good numbers here. Now I'm actually going to take a little bit more loft again. Ooh. Okay, just we've seen a little bit there that was moving to the left.
Do I even want to know what that is now?
No, you can fire away. That'll be good. That'll suit your eye. That was crunched. That felt good.
That felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see standard, 1 lower, 2 lower, 3 lower. You can see the movement that gets it closer to its intended target. So that's clearly, we've seen the story, starting the starting point is standard, tweaking the loft, tweaking the face angle to suit your eye, but also your shot shape. Now, that will be tough to beat, I'll be honest, because, we might increase a little bit of speed, with some of the others. What I'm not sure we are going to see is that dispersion.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
We just see, you didn't miss a shot there in that setting.
What's that loft now?
I don't want to worry you if I give you the loft. This is taking you back to your late 90s days.
I know,
junior. Right, 7. Dynamically, that's playing 7 degrees.
7,
All right.
But I guess for me, and I guess for anybody really going for a fitting, it's irrelevant really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a number on the bottom.
Exactly. If you get the launch and the spin and it goes straight, you write whatever you want on it.
It's the opposite. I have more of a conversation with golfers during the year, and I'll say, hit that fairway wood. What is it? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Just hit it, and it's an 18 degree 5 wood, but they've come for a 3 wood.
Right.
All right. And they hit it. Oh, that's brilliant. I haven't hit a 3 wood like that before. Okay. Well, it's actually a 5 wood. This is the reasons why, because of how you dynamically swing the club. This is the performance. Hit that 3 wood, you won't hit it as far as you hit the 5 wood. Now that's obviously a small amount of people, but I would say it doesn't matter what's on the club. It's how you deliver it in your performance.
Yeah. I mean, that feels like you've given me 3 different golf clubs, which effectively you have, haven't you?
Yeah,
But it's the same head, the same shaft. You just played around with lofts.
You know, I'm conscious of, you know, when people come for a fit-in, don't pigeonhole one individual product within the brand. Probably all brands out there, because of the modern day golf clubs, you can make a club neutral, you can make it fade bias, you can make it draw bias, you can make it flatter, you can make it more upright. You know, that's the beauty of the loft sleeve and having the wrenches to be able to dial in performance. You know, we've taken loft off there to dial in your ball flight. We've taken spin off. We've gained ball speed, and your dispersion's got tighter. Tick, 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 tick. You know, it's a winner.
Yeah.
All right. So that is going to be tough to beat. However, in terms of the process, that's where we've started.
Yeah.
Because last year, if we didn't talk about that 10K performance, we probably would have just gone straight into the plus head.
Yeah.
And if you hit it like you did last year, we probably would have gone with that.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to take this head off, make a note of the settings. I'm going to look at the other heads just so you can see the difference.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
The reason why you might come out with this is because your speed might be up in terms of your ball speed.
Okay.
Okay. If you basically hit it perfect and your dispersion is good as the max in that position, because feedback from you wanted that little bit more forgiveness in there. So that's certainly where the max is going to do that job. You know, this is basically, it's a test. It is a test versus test between the two products just to see how you perform with it.
I'm feeling like the Max is going bowling with the buffers on.
Yeah.
And then this is like taking the buffers off now.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got that little bit of, you've got armbands on the other one just for that little bit of extra protection, yeah. Testing that we've seen so far is this is spinning less pound for pound versus the Stealth 2 Plus.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so that's something we need to watch, especially for you, that spin dropping too much.
Yeah. It's not finding that one, not finding that one. Might find that one, might find that one.
But amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, you just exactly change
same
the head.
shaft,
And it's
different head,
Yeah.
performance different. Yeah, see, it's not, that's just not getting in the bag. It's just not going in. Now, I could click that and change the setting. Doesn't see any point.
No.
Because I'd have to start getting that really draw bias based on what we're seeing there to get you anywhere near to what we were seeing in the Max.
Yeah.
All right?
100%.
So this is
Just the Qi10.
what we'd call the core model, the Qi10.
Okay.
So if you take your starting points of the LS model,
Yeah.
this will spin a little more than the LS model. Sits a bit more upright on the sleeve as well, so that will probably suit you based on the performance of what we've seen in the Max.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that's the ball.
what happened there?
I think it was the ball. I think it had a crack in it.
That's a carry 7 yards on my...
I got 185.
That was
I think it picked your tee up. How do you like the look of that shape, Chris?
I mean, this looks a lot more like myself too,
Yeah.
but I've had that Max head for a
Yeah.
couple of weeks and that looks fairly normal
Yeah.
after using it, so
Good.
that's my Healy one though.
Take that.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally my bad strike, and if it goes straight, I'm happy with that really.
Interesting. Them last 3 shots have just spun up a little bit.
Well, what's interesting, I rarely hit the toe. I just don't hit it. I generally go middle or slightly heel. And those last 3 have been marginally heel.
Yeah.
Where I don't feel like I hit anything at the heel with the Max.
No.
I don't recall anything really being at the heel.
I mean, based on you hit the first 2, I was thinking, this could be where we're going to finish, but based on them last few there, and the spin has crept up a little bit on the miss hits.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm guessing you can play around with that and make it work, but there's another head there that does it for you.
In a more forgiving package, in a shape that suits your eye.
Yeah.
I mean,
That felt good.
it's just that's better.
Yeah.
It is. It's better.
It is.
Carry wise, Chris, 306, 303, 300, 301, 304, 306. Average run out is at 321.
I'm hitting the centre far more often
With that one.
Yeah.
As I say, we could get you into any of the 3 heads and I could set it up to kind of maximise, but, giving you a product that is ultimately going to give you more approach shots from the fairway, that's going to be the one.
Yeah.
We've been able to squeeze some more ball speed out of because we're strengthening it in the loft. We're opening it up so it suits your eye. We're taking your misses left, so we're taking that out by, you know, dynamically opening up that loft as well. You know, you certainly haven't launched that like a 7-degree
no, absolutely
driver as well.
I mean, I guess when you're looking at driver, there's sort of two sides to it, isn't there? You're looking at the data, but then of the different heads that we've tried, if you line them all up and said, right, you've got to go and play golf, I'm taking that all day.
One,
Even if you said to me, that's 5 yards shorter, I'm still taking it.
Yeah.
Because I've hit the middle more, it feels like the grouping's tighter, and I just feel like I've got more confidence with it.
I think for, you know, for a strong driver of the golf ball, for you, because you are long, your miss hits it's trouble, isn't it? You know, it's, you know, that's the issue. Where if we can get your miss hits coming from the right or the left-hand side of the fairway, opposed to right rough, left rough trees, which is, we haven't hit anything massively offline with that there.
No. Do you think there's a logic there that the driver's more forgiving? I hit the centre more often, I feel more confident, and then speed goes up
100%.
So even though the shaft is shorter, there's more speed because of how you hit it, and then you just get more confident.
We spend, and Lee'll back me up on this, we spend a lot of the time fitting amateur golfers, and it's trying to get them hitting more fairways. More often than not, you know, if I do fittings during the year with an amateur golfer, they're not coming out with that LS model a high proportion of the time. That's, you know, it's a smaller percentage. So we're moving into that kind of max product, that more forgivers, trying to get them, because if we can get it hitting from the fairway, it's going to be longer anyway, because you're going to get run out on a fairway versus being in the rough, whether that be left or right. A lot of the time we go shorter in the length of shaft to be able to get them to deliver the club more consistently out of the centre of the club face. So speed and distance will come from that ball speed being out the middle. However, to your point, because they are more confident, more freer, they're not steering it. And I'm not saying everybody needs to go shorter. They don't, but certainly don't overlook it when you go for your fit in. If you need to hit the club more out the middle and you're losing it left or right and you want more consistency, going a little bit shorter will certainly help that.
That's the one.
That's the one.
So that is max head.
Qi10 max, 9-degree, set lower. So dynamically we're playing it at 7 degrees there. Don't worry about that. No. All right. Matching up to the shaft that you performed well now for the past year. Tensai white, 65X. That's going to control the launch and spin, because we know the CG location in this head, it's going to pop a little bit higher than your plus model that you've had. So it's kind of managing the spin and the launch with this. 9-degree head set 7, that's also doing that. Taking out your miss with the left. I mean, we didn't see anything. No. One where you pulled it a little bit left, everything else was consistent. Nice little soft draw there.
Perfect. Pleasure, mate. Right. Thank you. And here it is. This is my driver for this year. It's the Qi10 max head. It's the 9-degree lofted down to 7, which gives me the right launch angle. It gives me the perfect spin. And because dropping it down opens the face, it actually sits really nice and looks exactly as I want a driver to look behind the golf ball. So let's now look at the 3 drivers in the lineup and how they're different to each other. If you went from the max to the Qi10, you're going to expect to see about 1 degree lower in the launch, and you're going to expect to see around about 200 RPM less spin. So this is a lower launching, lower spinning model than the max. Then if you go on to the Qi10 LS and you compare it to the Qi10, you're going to see the same sort of thing again. You're going to see about 1 degree lower in the launch, and you're going to see around about 200 RPM less in the spin. The big message here though, you cannot have used a previous TaylorMade driver and just assume you know which model you're going to go into in the new Qi10 range. I would have bet my house that I would have been in an LS model, and I wasn't. I was in the complete opposite. I was in the max model. So please, if you are considering putting one of the Qi10 drivers in your bag this year, do not walk into a golf shop and think, I had the Stealth Plus, I must be the Qi10 LS. It could be completely wrong for you. Please go and have a fitting. Please seek out an expert. Make sure you've hit the drivers. You've tried all 3 different models in different settings and get the one that works for you. Go in there open-minded and walk out with the driver that gives you the best performance.